How's it going? This is my review of my Walther PP. PP stands for police pistol, and this gun is the original sidearm of the German police. It's chambered in 32 ACP, which is also 7.65 millimeters. It's not the PPK, which is the James Bond gun, and I think the PPK is a little bit smaller than this. Check out my annotations for gun safety. This gun has been safety checked and it is empty. I highly, highly, highly stress that, and never take those rules for granted. Always check your guns. Alright, like I was saying, the PP is a little bit larger, I think, than the PPK. It was the original sidearm carry, so it's meant to be a little bit bigger. It needs to be capable of any threat that a cop encounters, but it's also very balanced, and you can see how well it fits in your hand. I don't have the magazines in because they are loaded. This is my personal defense handgun, but these magazines have a little finger extension. You can see I have one of the rounds out. It is 32 caliber, which is a pretty average size. It's pretty balanced. Has a pretty good charge to it, and it's very balanced. It's a little bit less than a 38 caliber, so it's ideal for carry. I have a 38 snub nose 38 special handgun, and that thing is like a cannon. It barely fits in your hand, and the round is, it's gigantic, pretty much. That thing, it feels like it's going to fly out of your hand when you shoot it. This gun really fits well, fits nice in your hand, and the action, it's a fixed barrel, so it allows the slide action to be really low. Some of the other guns have like a slide rod and stuff. This slide actually goes and slides on the barrel, so it keeps the profile really, really low. It's not elevated up, so it keeps real, it's a decent sight picture. You're not going for total accuracy at extreme distances, but this thing is definitely going to put rounds on target. It has a 3.5 inch barrel, I think. Sorry, I'm trying not to go over time. Alright, you can see it's a blued finish, but you see this this discoloration here? All the edges on this gun, that's one of my only drawbacks with this gun. It's so finely machined that all the edges are razor sharp almost. Totally flat and then totally vertical down. So all these edges, right where you hold it, in the beaver tail area, were all really sharp. So when you're going to shoot, that's just going to rub and mess up your hand. So I took a fine file, and I took my time and went over all these and rounded off all these edges. All around here, a little bit on the trigger guard, and all around in this back area. Okay, go over some safety I like external hammered firearms. I like being able to see if the gun is like, this gun has been safety checked, by the way. I don't know if there's been some incidents on YouTube, but again, always follow the rules of gun safety. I like having the exposed hammer because you know when the gun is ready to be, it's like a hair trigger. You know that the gun is cocked, okay? What I like about this gun in particular is the safety is the decocker. It safely decocks the firearm, and when you go to decock it, a little pin comes up in place of, and the hammer strikes that pin. It doesn't allow the pin to be struck. Safely decocks the firearm. Another safety of this gun, you can see the hammer is actually notched a little bit. Can't really tell in the light. Yeah, a little bit right there. See a little cutout in the hammer? There's a little other pin up high that is the loaded chamber indicator. So if there's a round in the chamber, it pushes out this little rod that you can feel right here and also see if it's light enough, but it's meant to be like felt in the dark. So if if it's dark, you can feel that pin sticking out, so you have a round in the chamber ready to go. Alright, these are the magazines that it comes with, and I just had a little thing I wanted to go over with magazines. Yeah, I think I still have time. Alright, I don't load my magazines to full capacity. There's a lot of argument, about whether or not it's right to keep your mags, loaded, like in storage. People are concerned about wearing out that spring. So the first thing I think is the spring only gets worn out when you load it full and then let it go. Load it full, let it go. That is like stretching out an elastic. So what I do is I only load 6 rounds in my mags, okay? And that stretches the spring just a little bit, alright? And also, it's a pain to put these last 2 rounds in, because it's really compressing that spring, and you might lose that stiffness when you get down to your last round. So I only load 6 rounds. 6 rounds is a lot of rounds, and it only stresses the spring just a little bit. Yeah, so this gun is a top concealed carry, personal defense firearm, and I highly recommend it. Thanks.